What's going on, folks? So I got a bit of a deep dive here for y'all today. I'll be checking out a band called Seagrave, and the name of this song is Radiance Supreme. Not quite sure what to expect, but as always, make sure you got your diving suit, your oxygen tank and all that stuff is topped off. You got the buddy system, tethered so no one gets lost down there. And I guess in this Seagrave, let's find out if there's treasure or if it's just a corpse. Yeah, I don't know. So get ready and let's all dive in and see what we got. Rangers, go. not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. The production sounds really good. And I love that main guitar riff. So good. I could just listen to that constantly. Just a killer main riff. And the song itself, like, again, it sounds really good. Like, it sounds quite polished, and I'm impressed. You know, the vocals are really good. The drum work is really solid. Again, I mean, impressed. That's like the word of the day here. It's really impressive. So yeah, I mean, you get that main guitar riff, and then you get into the verses. I really like the verses, you know, kind of the way that the vocal melody is kind of laid out. And again, the vocals are just really solid. So I really enjoyed the verses. And the chorus isn't bad either. You know, the way it kind of keeps going back to Radiance Supreme. It's kind of like, you know, a hook that the listener can quickly kind of feel part of and know that it's coming. And yeah, it's got that nice kind of hooky vibe to it. The only thing I will say, though, while the chorus on its own is pretty solid, like, you know, I have no issues with the chorus itself, again, on its own. But the only thing I will say is that it feels too much or too similar to, like, the verses. Like, between the verses going into the chorus, there's not much of a shift. It almost just feels like a continuation, in a sense, to the verses. So when you get into the chorus, it almost just feels like the vocal melody itself, it just starts to feel a little bit redundant. And there's not like a whole lot of variety with the vocal melody. So that's really my only critique with the song, is that variety and vocal melody is missing a little bit. So the more that you're listening to the song, the more it just kind of keeps feeling like you're hearing the same thing over and over. And so that's why I say it kind of leads into a bit of a redundant kind of feel. I would have liked if maybe the chorus changed things up a bit, or maybe was a bit more dynamic to really differentiate itself from the verses. Because otherwise, again, it all just feels like almost like it's just running on, you know, itself. And yeah, it just starts to wear itself a little bit thin as it goes, in my opinion. So I think just a bit more diversity with the vocal melodies between the verses and the chorus and stuff would have really helped the song kind of pop a bit more. Would have really helped with re-listenability, because by the end of the song, it just feels like, yeah, it all just kind of stays the same a little bit. So that's my biggest critique, because aside from that, musically it's really solid. Vocally, you know, really solid vocals. You know, I like the solo and stuff, and the whole bridge was really good. I like that there was a hint of like symphonic elements in there. And the sound itself is really good. It just feels like a little bit more of diversity in there, particularly with the vocal melody. Would have gone a long way, because the foundation that they have here is really strong. I'm quite impressed. Definitely a band I'm going to keep my eye on. Apparently this is a song from a forthcoming or upcoming album. I'm definitely going to be checking out the album, because there's a lot of potential here. Definitely a really talented folks. I just wish that the chorus kind of stood out a little bit more from the verses. But yeah, I mean, that's my biggest thing. But still, really impressed with the quality of the sound, and the musicianship and the vocals themselves. I think there's huge potential here with this band. I'm very curious to hear what they got, coming up with the album. The drum work was really good as well. So yeah, I mean, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. And I'm very curious to hear more from these folks. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this song here. Are you going to be keeping an eye out for their album? What do you all think of it? Let's talk about it. And I'll catch you next time. Ranger. Out.